It seems like we don't exist.
Angela Rayner is coming, and like the White Walkers in Game of Thrones, she can't be stopped.
Labour has still only been in power for a very short amount of time, just a few months.
In Peterborough, locals say it's crime, chaos and congestion. Now, with a key mayoral election coming up, the question is, can the Tories win it back? On May 1st, voters in Cambridgeshire and Peterborough head to the polls to elect their next mayor. After losing the seat in 2021, the Conservatives are hungry for a win, and they might just get it. A recent poll puts the Tories in the lead, possibly marking the start of a comeback after a historical general election defeat. Across Peterborough and its surrounding villages, we spoke to residents who've lived through years of change, and for many, the frustration is clear.
They haven't had long yet, but nothing's showing very good signs of improvement at the moment. I think it's a real mix of politics around here. I used to be a Tory. Used to vote Tory years ago, but no, never again, never again.
You ain't got any local parking. They're building more e-cigarette shops and takeaways. I'll vote for our local leader. And a mayoral, that'll be Paul Bristow, because he does a brilliant job.
Lincoln Road in the early hours of the morning, you can find peddlers of drugs happily sell you their wares. Why should that be happening? How can that be happening? But I do feel the Labour and Tory councillors, they have reneged on their duties and let Peterborough slide.
This year's mayoral race pits two familiar names against each other, both promising change but offering very different visions for how to get there. Conservative Paul Bristow, the former MP for Peterborough, says he'll put the region first, even if that means challenging his own party.
Do you want to start by kind of talking through what you were just saying then about the things that you'd be like to do to the area if you were elected mayor?
Sure. So Cambridgeshire and Peterborough, we need to get Cambridgeshire and Peterborough moving. We need to be better connected. Angela Rayner is coming, and like the White Walkers in Game of Thrones, she can't be stopped. She's going to build 100,000 homes in South Cambridgeshire, and we need to be a county where we set our own agenda instead of being a county where things are done to us.
Do you think that you're going to be politically punished by being affiliated with the party who might be blamed by some voters for underinvestment in the first place?
Well, I am a Conservative, and people will have to make their own judgment, but my attitude has always been region first, county first, party second. That's the type of mayor I'm going to be. That's where I think we've had successful mayors in the past.
Do you think the party's done enough in the past few months since the huge election defeat to rebuild trust, and what have they done?
Now, has the Conservatives done enough after the defeat? Well, we lost. It was our worst ever defeat, and in many ways we deserved it, because we spent, I think, the past final 2 years of the government appearing like we were talking to ourselves rather than the rest of the country. But that's then, this is now. We need to rebuild, and that rebuilding starts here in Cambridgeshire and Peterborough.
Labour's Anna Smith, a city councillor and former council leader, believes working with the government in Westminster is the best way to deliver real results locally.
Part of the government's plans involves building lots of houses around this part of the country. People are worried that the local community isn't going to be taken along with that, and there isn't going to be the adequate infrastructure to match it. What do you say to those people with those concerns?
So I've had similar conversation. That's why one of my pledges is to build infrastructure and not just new homes. Residents still don't have a shop. They're only just getting a kind of permanent community centre. They're lacking decent GP surgeries, dental surgeries.
People have mentioned crime and public drug taking as being a problem in the town centre. Is there anything more that the local politicians could be doing? We have these extra police, and obviously a lot of that is in the gift of central government. But what about as mayor? What else would you be doing to try and deal with that?
So the other thing that I want to do is to get Cambridgeshire and Peterborough right at the top of the list for the new respect orders that are coming in. And that's going to allow much swifter action. Now, I hate the word low-level crime. As far as I'm concerned, there's no such thing as low-level crime, because if you're affected by it, that's not low level to you. Labour has still only been in power for a very short amount of time, just a few months, and the black hole that was left, so many unfunding spending commitments that the last government made, and I have to say, the last government that my Conservative opponent for mayor was an MP in.
But how do these promises land with the people who actually live here?
I think you need a new mayor with a new party, someone who is committed to improving Peterborough.
I'm not impressed with Labour at the moment. I'm going to go Lib Dem this year.
Paul, he'll do something. When he says something, he'll do it. He'll get down to the nitty-gritty.
The mayoral vote here isn't just about Peterborough. It's a test for national parties trying to win back trust after years of turmoil. For the Conservatives, it's a potential comeback. For Labour, a chance to prove they can deliver under pressure.
It will end up being a two-horse race. Every bit of evidence we have shows that that is the case.